Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. This is Elliott Kalin of the Flophouse Podcast, here to tell you it's time for another Flophouse Mini. You know that on most weeks, and by most I mean half of the weeks, we talk about a bad movie that we've watched. But on the other half of the weeks, sometimes, which is half, we talk about whatever we want, baby, at whatever length we want, baby, and today, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm hosting today. I'm the master programmer of this program, as you'll see that fits the theme of what I'm talking about. And I'm joined today by my two associates, and their names are, guys, say your names.
I'm Dan McCoy, and I'm just so proud of you for summarizing the mini concept as clunkily as I usually do.
I would say 95% as clunkily as you do. And okay. Stuart, what's your name, Stuart?
I'm Stuart. I'm Stuart Wellington of the Flophouse Podcast.
Hi, Stuart.
Hey.
Now, Dan, before we start recording, you were just ready to unveil the new Flophouse jingle. Would you mind debuting it for the listeners?
Yeah, just do it again?
Or should that be at the end of the episode as a little treat?
I think that should be at the end, because then Alex can just cut it out and use what I already did, because I can't remember it anymore.
Okay, good. So stay tuned through this episode for the new Flophouse jingle. We'll be using it in all of our official promotions and when we have a Super Bowl ad and things like that. So
and we've obviously selected it because it has slipped out of Dan's mind as soon as he did it.
Yep, that's the
kind of earworm we provide.
The hallmark of a good jingle is it's instantly forgettable. No, Dan, don't even bother. Dan, you'll never be able to recapture perfection.
Okay.
So just stay tuned to the end. Don't skip ahead to the end of the episode. Don't do that and then skip back. Just wait your turn, because we're going to have some fun before then. We're going to have some fun today, guys. We're going to play some games, and I know how much you guys love games. So last week, we covered the movie.
I only like Wicked games.
Oh.
Precisely.
Really? What about funny games?
Nope. It's not Wicked.
Okay.
It's not Wicked. I'm not into it.
Seems to be the opposite of the dossier I assembled on you, Stuart. Just that you're a gamesman.
And not a Chris Isaac fan. Yeah. We were wrong. Last week, we covered the movie The Matrix Revolutions, which in some ways is kind of the ultimate computer movie. I feel like the Matrix movies are the ultimate computer movie series because it combines all the different kinds of computer movies. Because the way I see it, and this is my taxonomy, there are 4 kinds of computer movies. Okay. There are, number 1, evil computer movies. Number 2, computer world movies where someone gets sucked into a digital world. Number 3, computer people movies where someone comes out of a computer or someone has a computer in their brain or something like that.
Virtuosity.
Yeah, exactly. And number 4, movies where people just use a computer for anything, for whatever. Just type on a computer. And the Matrix
Stuart
has
says
all these.
like virtuosity to me, as if virtuosity wasn't foremost in my brain at all times.
So the Matrix has all these different aspects of computer movies, but there are a lot of other computer movies out there that don't try to have it all, that do one or the other, or maybe just a couple. So I thought today we would explore each kind of computer movie with a series of games patterned around each kind of movie in an episode I'm calling Computer Games.
Computer games.
Wow.
Yep.
$1 million idea.
Now, you guys have plenty of experience with computer games, right? What's your history with computer games before we get into these computer games?
So specifically, we're talking about games for a computer, not just...
Yeah, Dan, what the fuck do you mean computer games means?
As opposed to
you put a chessboard on top of a monitor? No.
Does an arcade game count?
No, not an arcade game. No.
Yeah, no. I mean,
a game on a home computer. Yeah.
Yeah, I played a lot of those Sierra games, like King's Quest, and there were a couple of...
That's pretty cool.
There are a couple of mystery ones with kind of a Clara Bow-style flapper detective that were fun.
Sure.
And, I played that Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis or whatever.
Yep. A lot of great LucasArts games.
LucasArts.
Yeah. And
played some Road War 2000 as a kid. Played some Might and Magic. Played some, let's see what else I did.
Doom?
Played some Fallout and Fallout 2.
Mm-hmm.
Played some Doom. Played some Quake. Had some LAN parties playing Quake. Did you guys ever do that? Do a LAN party playing Quake?
No, we never had. I never had a
legal?
LAN party. No. I also was a big computer gamer for a while. Dark Forces was a big one for me.
Oh hell yeah! Did you ever play part 2 with the filmed little
I did.
interstitials? Oh hell yeah!
I didn't like once they made him a Jedi. I didn't like that. I liked him just being a grunt. But
Kyle Katarn, the grunt.
Yeah.
You don't like Kyle Katarn, the Jedi?
I mean, there's a lot of Jedi stuff in Star Wars. Not everyone has to be a Jedi. Although now in the new Star Wars movies, no one is a Jedi unless you're in the Skywalker bloodline. So I guess maybe it was good that Kyle Katarn was a Jedi. Anyway, but I also played a lot of Command and Conquer. That was very big in my house. And of course, the holy trinity for me of point and click games: Sam and Max Hit the Road, Grim Fandango, and the Discworld computer game, which is how I got into the Discworld novels by Terry Pratchett, which I love. So we're going to talk about some Discworld novels today and see how well you guys stack up in your knowledge of Terry Pratchett's fantasy world. No, guys, we're not playing games on computers.
Accepted.
Yeah, we're not playing games on computers. We're playing games about computers today. So this is an episode
so that
called
digression was irrelevant.
Unnecessary.
What we call a filler segment.
So computer games. This episode is brought to you by computers, the things that make our lives better in ways that almost make up for how much worse they make our lives on the other side of things. So round one, we're going to be talking about evil computer movies. In evil computer movies, a computer turns evil in some way. Maybe it's their programming that gets corrupted. Maybe it's because they're taking their programming too literally. Maybe they're just evil, like the devil's inside them. I don't know. The point is they're evil computers and they represent humanity's fears of technology or whatever. And I want to make it clear. I'm talking about computers, not robots, and not computers that a human being is using for evil purposes. I'm talking about an evil computer. Though sometimes evil robots work for evil computers, as we may see. And evil computers, for some reason, they never work for evil robots. It's only the other way around. So this is going to be a game about evil computers called New Computer Who This?
New Computer Who This?
And I'm going to name a movie, and you guys are going to tell me, you're going to take turns telling me, what's the name of the evil computer in that movie? And for an extra point, how do you defeat the evil computer in that movie? So hold on, let me get a scoring pad right now so I can keep score, you guys. And while I'm doing that, I want you guys to decide who's going to go first. We're going to be alternating these questions. Who's going to go first, you know?
Should we rock, paper, scissors?
Sure, let's do a rock, paper, scissors, the classic.
1, 2, 3. We shoot.
Yeah, I thought it was, see, this was the problem.
Okay.
Wow, so you both
1,
threw rock,
2,
huh? Okay.
3, shoot. Oh, Dan goes
Okay.
first. He
Dan
smushed my
wins.
sisters.
Okay.
Dan wins. Let me just make let me just finish this here, right there. Okay,
You'll just make an adjustment and put
just
all
make an
the
adjustment, make all the hard questions
harder-
go first. Yeah. No, Dan, we're going to start out easy and maybe get a little harder as this round goes on.
Okay.
So let's see. So we're going to start with it. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, Dan, but it's got an evil computer in it. What is the name of the evil computer in 2001: A Space Odyssey?
That computer would be named HAL.
Okay. For an extra point, what does HAL stand for?
Oh boy, I could tell you that HAL was born in Urbana.
Not the information I was looking
Because
for.
I'm from Illinois, Central Illinois, so
He's
we
vamping right now.
claim any celebrities we can, even evil fictional computers. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Stuart does.
Stuart, you want to steal that moment?
Highly advanced life form.
No, it's not a life form, but a computer. So that's a good guess. I mean, it's
Hey,
half of...
Arnold lover.
You know what, Dan? I want to give you half a point for that. I'm not going to. I would love it if that was part of his backstory. He just loves Hey Arnold. You know, Dave, this reminds me of an episode of Hey Arnold. I know Hal. Tell me about the Hey Arnold episode, Hal. Well, he's pulling it. Well, and he goes,
Dave,
you
your
know.
actions are giving me
He's
real
like-
Hey Arnold vibes right now.
Slowly singing the theme as he powers down.
Yeah, they wanted to see a comet through a telescope, and so they. Okay, so Dan, so nobody got that point. It's basically heuristic algorithmic, you know.
Okay.
So
Of course.
Dan, for that extra point, how do you defeat Hal?
Well, you gotta go down into the into the server room and slowly remove the little discs from the slots.
It's so wrong in the details, but I'll give it to you because they're not really discs; they're like little cassettes. But you go into his memory banks, you rip his brain out. That's all. You gave me what I needed, so that's 2 points for Dan. Stuart, you're up next. Can you give me the name of the computer in the movie War Games?
God damn it.
Now this is
Matthew Broderick.
I would say that there are two plausible answers here.
That's
right.
So Dan, are you going to try to
you
steal
can
this
steal.
one?
You want to steal?
Yeah. You could either go by Whopper, which is of course, it's not an acronym because it doesn't actually spell anything, but whatever. Initials.
Spells Whopper.
And, well, but it doesn't spell it correctly. It doesn't spell
That's true.
Whopper
That's
like
fair.
and of course, Joshua.
Dan, I'm going to give you 1.5 points for getting both of those right. That was
Thank you.
good job. Good job. Stu, but you can still win something. How do you defeat, and of course, Whopper, Dan, tell me what Whopper stands for. I'm sure you know it.
That I don't
For
know.
that other 0.5 point.
World Organization, please, right now.
I mean,
Right
what's
now
great
is one
about it
word.
is that it's not actually a meaningful phrase in any way. Stuart, you want this 0.5 point? What does Whopper stand for?
Wild or pessimistic reasons to exist.
I love that you added some extra letters. It was Whopperty. But no, that's incorrect. But Stuart, you can still get a point. How do you defeat Whopper/Joshua? How do you do it?
What? You just don't play him or something?
I mean, that's a lesson that's learned, kind of.
Oh, okay.
But how do you? That's not how you defeat. That's how you win. That's how you
trick
win.
him with like word games and crap, right?
Dan, you got to swoop in and take this one.
You make him play tic-tac-toe against himself, so he learns that it's a funny sort of game. The only way to win is not to play.
You got it. You make him
Which
play
is
tic-tac-toe.
as true about nuclear war as it is about tic-tac-toe.
Yep. The only way, although you can win tic-tac-toe if you play with a child, because they don't kind of forget how to play it halfway through. Nuclear war, same way. You can win nuclear war if it's a child that's operating the other nukes. They might send them in the wrong place or something.
Yeah.
So Dan, it's back to you. You are
Dan's doing
dominating
pretty
this
good.
round. Yeah. Don't worry. The other rounds are very different. Dan, this movie.
It's okay. I can lose this game.
Okay. What's the no?
I didn't base my entire personality around it. Like it's
Yeah,
magic.
yeah.
It's
No,
gnawing
it
at you
would
inside.
hurt me more.
Yeah, computer game Dan the computer movie man. That's what they call him. Dan, the movie is Eagle Eye. What's the name of the evil computer?
Oh,
Don't
shit.
say Eagle Eye because that's not the name of the computer.
No, I know. It's like I can't remember. I I watched it one time a long time ago when Eagle Eye was new to cable and the world seemed young and beautiful.
So, Stuart, you got to tell me what's this Eagle Eye computer called?
Optimus Prime.
Nope, wrong. The computer's
Different
name is
Shia LaBeouf.
the computer's name is Aria, ARIIA. Dan, what does it stand for?
Always really interesting.
I love that really is showing
Always.
up in these.
Always.
Okay, so not the right letters, but great. Stu, you want to steal this? What does
how do you
Aria
spell
stand
it
for?
again?
ARIIA.
Okay. Automated, really intense, intelligent assistant.
Okay, so you're so much closer. I'm gonna give you guys a hint if we ever come to this picture. Really is never gonna be in any of these names. The word really never shows up. You were pretty close, Stuart, though. It's Autonomous Reconnaissance Intelligence Integration Analyst.
I'm gonna
So you were,
pass out.
Okay,
so you were much closer.
Yeah, I was pretty close. Yeah.
So because I feel pity for you right now, I'm gonna give you a 0.5 point for that one.
yeah.
Dan, how do you defeat Eagle Eye? How do you do it? As seen in or how do you defeat
geez.
Aria, as seen in the movie Eagle Eye?
I don't know. You break in somewhere and you blow something up. I don't know. What do you
Pretty
do?
close, Stuart. Can you be more specific?
Do you wear like reflective clothing so it burns out Eagle Eye's eyeballs?
No,
Is
that would be
like
great.
Photon receptors or whatever.
No, that would be no. You go into its central orb. You break into its central orb and you hit it with a crowbar. And,
Okay.
and then you also hold congressional hearings on whether to build a new evil computer. And hopefully you don't. So that's okay, Stuart. It's up to you. It's not. You're next. Okay.
Okay.
The movie is Wall-E. What's the name of the evil computer in Wall-E?
His name's like Wall-E, right?
No, that's the good guy robot. That is an interesting read of the movie Wall-E, is that Wall-E is the villain because he causes humanity to return to this blasted wasteland that it
Wall-E
left.
is a very nice robot.
Because of Wall-E, humanity leaves the paradise of never having to work and just sipping on Slurpees all day and has to
Yeah.
go farm for its
Thanks,
future.
Wall-E.
Sweet
thanks, Wall-E.
robot.
So
Okay, so
that's-
Dan, you want to steal this shit?
do you want to steal this? What's Wall-E? What's the evil computer in Wall-E?
You know what? I think that Pixar, that's probably my favorite Pixar movie, but I don't remember.
And yet you don't remember the name of the main
I know,
antagonist.
It's nuts.
Well,
Wait,
it's
is
of
it
course-
Mother or something?
No, you're thinking of the movie Alien.
Because Sigourney Weaver is the voice, right?
Yes, yeah. She's the voice of the. Well, she's not the voice of the evil computer. She's the voice of the information aspect of the computer.
I see. Yeah.
So it is, of course, the autopilot who is called Otto. That's his name, Otto.
Right.
Stuart, how do you defeat Otto in WALL-E?
Do you climb in there and bash his brains in with a crowbar?
Nope, that's how you defeat Arya from the movie Eagle Eye. So I understand
Okay.
why that's in your mind. Dan, how do you defeat Otto?
Is it through the power of love between
That's actually
Wally and Eva?
Wait, no.
Nope.
Can I change my answer to power of love?
You can. It's still wrong, but you can go back and change it to that.
Is it? You just have to have the plant scanned? Is that all that happens? at
You're
the
right,
end?
Dan. You throw the plant in the plant hole, and that's how you defeat Otto. I mean, I shouldn't give you a point because you gave a
No,
wrong
you
answer
don't have
before.
to. I missed the buzzer.
Yeah, you did. You missed it so hard. So now, Dan, it's your turn. We went past
Scores
WALL-E.
are pretty close, right?
Yeah.
What?
Scores are pretty close, right?
Yeah,
No,
they're
you
pretty-
can fill me in later.
They're
Don't
pretty
worry.
close. We're pretty close. Dan's, I mean, they're pulling ahead, but there's going to be more chances to get more points. We went from WALL-E. Let's go to another classic children's film, Alphaville, directed by Jean-Luc Godard. What is the name of the computer in Alphaville?
Who's this for? Sorry. Which?
This is for you, Daniel.
Oh, me. I have to admit, I have not. This is a Godard movie that I've not seen at all. I have no idea what the.
Okay, and you have no
Computer's called.
you have no knowledge about any movie you've never seen.
Well,
Does it help if I give you the full title, Alphaville: A Strange Adventure of Lemmy Caution?
Lemming Caution.
Lemmy Caution. That's the main character
Oh, okay.
that Eddie Constantine plays. So, Stuart, you can steal this one. What's the name of the computer in Alphaville?
Is it Megatron?
No, I'm sorry. It is Alpha 60. Alpha 60.
Oh,
Dan,
yeah.
how do you
Oh,
defeat
okay.
Alpha 60? Think about what's the most French art movie way of defeating a computer.
Blow cigarette smoke into
I
it.
was gonna say the
That's
same
a
shit.
good guess. No, it's
Stuff
not.
a
It's,
fucking baguette in its fucking port.
Stuart, what's your other guess? After cigarettes and baguettes.
Spill wine all over it, dude.
That would be great. No, you tell it a poetry riddle. That's how you defeat it. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, like a French Captain Kirk. Okay,
All
Stu, it's
poetry
your
is
turn.
kind of a riddle.
Okay.
It's your turn. Now
I'm
we're
feeling
talking about
optimistic here. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
We're talking about another French art movie. Stuart, what's the name of the evil computer in Terminator?
I got this one. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding the rules of the game, to mention another French movie that doesn't have a computer in it. Is that your final answer, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
It's Skynet.
It's
I
Skynet,
know
of
this
course.
one.
You know this.
Come
And how
on.
do you defeat Skynet?
You go back in time, and then you. Oh man! So wait a minute. You stop the Terminators from killing John Connor, and you also try not to leave Terminator parts around for Dyson to,
Yeah.
check out and like reverse engineer a line of Terminators.
I mean, and arguably, if you count the sequels, there is really no way to defeat Skynet.
just
It
keeps
just kind
going,
of gets
man.
delayed, or renamed,
Mhm.
or
I'll accept keeping Terminator parts out. I mean, what they do is they blow it up with a missile eventually. But I'll give you, you know, Stuart, I'm giving you half a point for the Terminator stuff.
when did they blow it up with a missile?
You know, I forget one of the movies. They just kind of
You
shoot
know.
it. So
there's
here's-
always a missile.
Dan,
Is
it's
it
for
like
you.
you got to shoot the missile in the like highlighted area on the mech body, or else you won't
Probably, I don't
blow it up?
remember. So Dan, this is a Flophouse movie now that I'm going to mention now. The movie is Stealth. What is the name of the computer?
Is it named Stealth?
It is not named
Okay.
Stealth. I hate to
don't
break
know.
it to you. Stuart, do you want to steal? What is the name of this
The
computer?
name Jessica Alba?
no.
She's not even
she
in
wasn't
that.
it. Jessica
No, she's
Biel
not.
was
Anything
in
of
it.
Jessica Biel, different
Yeah.
Jessica.
It's not stealth.
It's not Stealth.
Is it rogue?
Stuart, it might be. What if it's Stealth backwards?
Yeah, it might be
Wow, you're fast with that shit.
Yeah,
It
no,
took
it's
me a
a-
minute to sound it out.
The computer is named Eddie.
Eddie.
Guys, what does Eddie stand for? It's spelled EDI. What does it stand for? Dan, do you know? This is your question.
Every
Yes.
dog digs it. Eddie.
Mhm.
Okay. Every dog digs it, like digs the computer, like dig it. This
Yeah.
is cool. Stuart, what you want to try to steal this one? Dan, no, that's what it should have been. But
Electronic data inspector.
ooh, such a good guess. No, it's Extreme Deep Invader. Your answer is
Ooh,
actually
that's
better than the one in the
way
movie.
Sounds
fucking cooler.
more like a personal sex aid than
Yeah.
As opposed to an impersonal sex aid, like a sex aid that doesn't look
Yeah,
at you while you're
it
doing it.
doesn't acknowledge you as a person. Yeah.
Yeah. If that's what you're into. So, Dan, how do you defeat Eddie in stealth?
Don't you just like
Shoot it with missile.
blow up that plane?
No. Stuart, how do you defeat Eddie in stealth?
So it's not shoot it with a missile.
I mean, it does get shot with a missile, but that's not how you defeat the
I'm going to
computer.
say they use the power of love.
Yeah, there you go.
Stuart, I'm giving you a point for that. You bond with it so it develops a conscience and sacrifices itself to save
Wow.
you. It is the power of love, because that's the
Yes.
power of love. The power of love is the curious thing. Make one man cry, make another computer sacrifice itself to save the humans. That's the original lyrics.
A minute. Scoring.
Interesting.
So, Stuart, now it's your turn. This movie, it's called Electric Dreams. Can you tell me the name of the computer in Electric Dreams?
Is it Electro?
No.
I know this movie. This is the movie where the computer tries to, there's like a love triangle with the
Yes.
computer and a woman and a human man.
The computer falls in love with Virginia Madsen, and the computer is voiced by Bud Cort. Not to be confused with Night Court, which is not a person, but a television show.
Or the
Bud Cort's
the legal proceedings where they finally decided whether Bud Light or
Yeah,
Bud Dry
that's
was
where
better.
the legal proceedings are all done by bottles of beer.
I don't know. I don't know what this thing's called.
Okay, this computer's called Edgar, not
Oh.
and not
Are they?
initials. Not initials. We
Okay.
went from Eddie to Edgar. Stuart, how do you defeat Edgar?
I feel like the power of love's been really crushing it for me.
Yeah.
You want to go with the power of love?
Yeah, I'm going to do power of love.
You do that exactly. You prove that your wife loves you, so the computer commits suicide.
Oh.
Yay!
Wow.
You did it. The power of love is a very
Stuart's
powerful
coming
weapon in this
from
game.
behind with the power of love.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he is. I don't want to hear about Stuart coming from behind with the power of love anymore, Dan. No, thank you. Save it for
I have
your
some videos
OnlyFans.
saved on my phone.
So, Daniel, the next question in this round is for you. I know this round's going long. The other rounds are not quite as long. iRobot, and I'm not asking about the robots. The movie iRobot. What's the name of the artificial computer intelligence that turns evil in iRobot?
Well, it's not Alan Tudyk because
Nope.
he's the good robot.
And again, that's the name of the actor in the movie. It's not a
not-
character.
Chi McBride, because he shoots the robots.
Right. It's not Will Smith because he's our human protagonist.
Again, very true. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know, Stuart?
I think it is named RoboMind.
That'd be super cool. No, it's named Vicky. Vicky.
That's not as.
Oh.
like
Okay.
it. Oh, it's because it's based on
Small Wonder. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a remake. It's because people forget Isaac Asimov created Small Wonder. So
Yeah.
Dan, what does Vicky stand for? It's VIKI. What does Vicky stand for?
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see if I can really.
I know. I know the V. It's got.
Try your hardest this time. Don't do a silly one. Do
Yeah,
a
I'm
real
gonna
one.
try. I'm gonna really try here. Okay.
Yeah.
no silly
Virtual
ones.
Yeah.
intelligence.
Ooh. Hmm.
Oh.
Well, keep going.
Wait. Was it VIKI?
Yeah. Let's see if you can get it. Virtual. You're warm. You're real warm with virtual.
Interface.
Ooh, so close.
Killing is
No.
what these robots do.
Actually, the I stands for is
Yeah.
what these robots do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
That's
cool. That's pretty good.
Actually, really cool.
I love
I'm gonna
that.
say it's virtual
I don't know how you knew that, but yeah, you're on the right course.
investigation.
No.
Killing is what these robots do.
So like Wordle, you thought that the part that was wrong was just the first I,
Yes.
but killing is
Yes.
what the robots do is the right one. No, it is virtual interactive kinetic intelligence. So Dan was
Okay.
on the right track with intelligence, but he's putting it in the wrong place. So
oh.
Dan, how do you defeat Vicky?
Putting intelligence in the right and not in the right place is kind of this podcast.
You correct. There's some flaw in the laws of robotics that you go in and you corrected it. You're like, no, this decimal point was in the wrong place.
Seems like it, right? But you're wrong. Stuart, how do you
No.
defeat Vicky?
I don't know. You let the good robot like upload its consciousness or something.
Not exactly. You inject nanites into its core.
Oh,
You know?
nanites.
It's
Yeah,
always
nanites.
nanites.
It's always the nanites.
I was
Okay,
going to say that.
Stuart, your turn. The movie is Resident Evil, and I know you're like, that's like a zombie movie. There's an evil computer in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Umbrella Corporation. Is it just called Umbrella? What's
No,
the
that'd be pretty
computer?
cool. That'd be pretty cool, but it's not. Dan, what's the name
It-
of the evil computer?
This one called like Mom or something?
No, but it's along similar line. You're on the right track,
Okay.
but you're not there. So it is called the Red Queen. The
Oh,
Red
right,
Queen
right.
is the evil computer.
Oh, okay.
And Stuart, how do you defeat the Red Queen?
You just got to shoot it a bunch.
You know what? I think I may give you. I don't really remember how they did it, so I'm going to give you that one. Maybe they do just shoot it a bunch, which puts you in the lead, amazingly. Dan, this is your turn. Now, here's a kind of
Okay.
computer movie I could see you getting really into. It's called Demon Seed. What's the name of the computer in Demon Seed? This is another perv computer
Is this
one.
the Barbara Hershey film? Is she in this? Or
No, it's Julie Christie in Demon
Julie
Seed.
Christie? Okay. But okay. I don't know what the evil computer is named in this.
Okay, it's the kind of name where once you hear it, you're like, why did they name the computer that? That's an evil sounding name. Stuart?
It's going to be called like Lucifer or something.
It's Proteus 4.
Oh, right.
Oh, sick.
And Dan, how do you defeat Proteus 4, as in the movie Demon Seed?
Do you? Is this the movie where the computer sexually assaults a woman somehow and puts
Yes.
a demon seed inside it?
Yes, hence the name, Demon Seed. This is the one where the computer inseminates Julie Christie.
Hey, is Demon Seed the movie with the Demon Seed?
They do, they do a digital exorcism / abortion of the demon seed. I don't know. What do they do?
Very much not that. Stuart, what do they do?
God damn, I want to go to my regular wheelhouse of Power of Love, but I think no, they trap it in like a logic loop or something.
You should have gone with your first instinct, Stuart.
God damn it.
The robot self-destructs so that the humans will take care of its clone baby techno offspring. So the baby is born out of like an incubator container thing. And yeah, the power of love is the robot sacrifices itself for the baby's future, pretty much. So guys, okay. The power of love has been a pretty strong one. There's only
Right now,
there's
it's
only
making one man weep and another man sing.
there's only 3 questions left in this round. Let's see how many of them are the power of love. So Dan,
Okay.
the movie is another Flophouse movie. I'm sure you remember it in
Yeah.
great detail. It's called Transcendence. What is the name of the computer in
Fuck
Transcendence?
you. Oh, of all the movies.
Starring, of
Like,
course, Johnny Depp.
It did?
Yeah.
I remember nothing about this movie.
We
at
watched
all.
this movie, Dan. It's called Transcendence. Rebecca Hall's in it. Paul
Uh-huh.
Bettany.
I
Cillian
like
Murphy.
those two.
Academy Award
Those
winner Cillian
3.
Murphy. Cole Hauser.
Wow.
What?
It has
Oh, I remember this one now.
Nothing.
This
in
is
my
the one
brain.
where Johnny Depp's brain goes into it. His consciousness is turned into an AI computer.
Yeah, he
Yes,
transcends.
okay.
It's the,
Yeah, he
the transcendence is the one where somebody transcends.
Yeah. But it's not. But it's
so-
not a computer person. I wouldn't call him a computer person. He's a computer
Okay.
program based on the personality of a person.
So the evil computer is, in that movie, Johnny Depp. That's what I'm guessing. Johnny Depp is the...
You know what, Stuart? If you can't give me the name of the character, then I'm going to give it to Dan. What's the name of the character in Transcendence?
I don't know. Brian?
Good guess. It's Dr. Will Castor. I'm going to give Dan a
Okay.
half a point for that one.
Okay.
Dan, how do you defeat Dr. Will Castor, the misguided AI of Transcendence?
You just unplug him.
Ooh, that would be a good answer, but it's not the
Power
right
love,
one.
power love, power love.
You know what? It's not the power of love this time, but it
Oh,
kind of is.
no.
Well, no, you know what? It is the power. You know what? I'm going to give it to you, power of love, because you know what? You threaten the computer that you're going to kill its best friend, Paul Bettany, unless it uses its last bit of energy to upload a virus that destroys all technology. But then you keep a little bit of the computer as some nanoparticles alive in your garden in a Faraday cage. So you know what? That's the power of love, because it was love for his friend that
that
made
was
it. So
right.
I'm going to say that, power of love. Okay,
Yeah, I was right again.
Stuart, this is your movie. It's called Oblivion. What's the name of the evil computer in Oblivion?
Okay.
This was the year that Tom Cruise had 2 science fiction adventure movies. One of them was great, and the other one was not so good. This was the not so good one. The other one's Oblivion, exactly.
He rides around in a sphere.
Yes.
That's what I remember about
Yeah.
it.
Rides around a sphere. He turns out to be a clone. What's the computer called, though?
Overmind.
Great name, but wrong. It's Dan?
The Undermined.
Nope, wrong. It is Tet. Tet is the name of the computer, named after one of the great offensives in military history.
Yeah.
Stuart, how do you defeat Tet?
You like smack it with a crowbar.
Not. I mean, a little, kind of. Dan, what do you do?
Power of Love.
No.
I
no.
gotta get in on this.
Yeah, this is the one time love doesn't
that's
save the
the
day.
$1 guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. you trick it into letting you into its spaceship, and then you set off a bomb, blowing it up. So it is a physical attack. Finally, Stuart, this is for you. This is the last question in the round.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, did
I
oh
just
no?
did,
Dan,
I just did
that's right.
Oblivion.
No, you're right. It's Dan's turn.
Okay.
Although Dan started. How did I get these? How did I get these numberings wrong?
I don't know.
I must have messed it up at some point. Who cares? It
One
doesn't
of the
matter.
mysteries of the universe.
Dan, what's the
Evil
name?
computer fucked you up.
What's the name? You're behind anyway, Dan. So what's the name of the evil computer in the movie Colossus: The Forbin Project?
Is that called Colossus?
You got that right, Dan. And what does Colossus stand for? Just
Oh.
kidding. It's not an acronym.
Okay.
But actually, to tell us, if it was, what would it stand for?
Call out low. Us. This is.
Do you not know how to spell the word Colossus?
Yes, I lost confidence halfway through in knowing what the
Okay.
letters in Colossus
But I
are.
like to call out. I thought you were going to say call out love. Yeah. But Dan, how do you defeat Colossus in Colossus: The Forbin Project?
Oh, geez. I've even seen this one. I don't. You pour milk all over the circuits.
Would be great if true. But Stuart, how do you defeat Colossus in Colossus: The Forbin Project?
Well, Colossus is immune to milk, okay? So I'm assuming he's going to be immune to all liquid-based
Lactose
attacks.
He is lactose
tolerant.
tolerant. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So cheese isn't going to work.
I'm gonna
Heavy
say-
creams.
I think it's due. I'm going to say logic loop. You got to get him in a logic loop.
Oh, it's a trick question, guys. You don't defeat Colossus. He wins at the end of the
no.
movie and solidifies
Colossus.
his control of humanity. Game over, man. Game over. And that game is over too. So leaving round one, it's a close game. It's a tie game. The score is 6-6. So
Wow.
this is amazing. You guys are going head to head, and you're doing a great job. This next game is going to be a little more imaginative, though. We've seen your recall for facts. Now it's time
Yeah.
for the essay portion of the games. This is round two. We're talking about movies where you go into a computer world. There are a lot of movies, people find themselves in a virtual computer world, or they get sucked in, or they go there on purpose, or they discover they're in one. And the computer worlds seem good at first, but they always turn out bad. And this represents humanity's fear of technology or whatever. So in the movies, it's always a bad thing to get sucked into a computer world. But there's got to be something good about them, right? Or else we won't want to see movies where people get sucked into them. So in this game, you're gonna be playing the part of a travel agent who is selling me on a trip to one of these computer worlds.
Okay,
you
sure.
get 3 points for convincing me to go on this trip. And this is a game called Micro Trip.
Micro trip.
And so we're going to start with Stu because we started with Dan last time, even though we ended with Dan last time. Somehow I got the numbering wrong. Stuart, your first assignment, Tron. Sell me on Tron. Why should I be going to
Easy
Tron?
Fucking peasy. Hey, bud. Yeah. Can I interest you in stay in Tron? Now, I know you're a competitive guy, and guess what? When you're in Tron, all you do is play games, buddy. You're playing them all the time. You look like a sportsman. You look like you're pretty athletic. You would love Tron. You'd be throwing light balls everywhere. You also have an eye for design. Let me tell you, Tron looks incredible. It's bright. Everything is designed very well. Minimalist. But that also kind of goes with your kind of rugged, minimalist aesthetic. Also, the soundtrack is great. I see you're wearing a Daft Punk T-shirt. Guess what? They did a lot of the music. Do you like Robo Babes? There's plenty of them. That's what Tron's all about. Babes, cool stuff that looks cool, playing games all the time. I feel like you would love Tron.
Stuart, I got to say, flattery will get you getting me to Tron. So you did a great job. That's 3 full points.
Yeah.
Dan, now
I
it's
wasn't
your
aware
turn.
you could just make up
Natural
details about the
salesman.
person you're selling the thing
Dan,
to.
you're not just selling a place. You're
See?
selling an idea and a
whole-
persona. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's making
You got to
think
sell
I-
the fantasy, the complete fantasy, and that's
Dan,
what I do
The
every day,
fantasy
Dan.
being a guy with a Daft Punk T-shirt.
Dan, on the Axe body spray commercials, they go, this body spray, it smells real good. They go, no. They go, when you put this on, you are irresistible to women, and they refuse to let go of you. So this is just going to be as easy as Tron. Dan, sell me on going to the Existenz world. Why should I take a trip to Existenz?
Oh, easy as hell.
Here's the thing about life. You know, you go through life, you reach a certain age, you feel like you've seen everything. Well, my friend, you've not seen what it's like to live inside existence. Because have you ever thought to yourself, why are all these machines made out of metal and plastic and, you know, inert items?
I have wondered that, yeah.
Couldn't more things be made out of like sort of goop and flesh and like bits of tooth maybe? That's the world I'm telling you in existence. Are you still in it right now? You don't know. That's the beauty of it. Like you could have already agreed to go to existence and only remember later on. So that's why I think it's perfect for you.
Dan, I'm going to give you 2 points for that one because you really were losing me with the idea that the world is made out of flesh and teeth. But once you kind of made me realize I might already be in existence, I was like, yeah, I got to take this trip just to find out if I'm in it already. So
yeah, that makes sense.
that was a good one.
Yeah, I was surprised you weren't like, hey, you have a phone, right? Now imagine your phone is like soft and made of skin.
Hey, haven't you ever wanted to make a gun out of the bones of a duck? Now you can do it. So, Stuart, now it is your turn. You've got another one. Sell me on taking a trip to Victory, California, the computer world from Don't Worry, Darling, another Flophouse fave.
Okay. Hey, Harry Styles, right? You know your wife or girlfriend who is, kind of the breadwinner and has emasculated you. Well, why don't you knock her ass out and send her to Victory, California? And you know
Like
what?
this.
You get to go with her. And when you're there, you get to be the breadwinner. You get to dance all the time. You get to hang out with fucking Chris Pine. You get to look cool. You get to wear cool outfits. You don't have to worry about all this other crap. You get to go back to when things were like just a little bit simpler, and as Dan McCoy says, just a little bit better.
Don't put these words.
When we're
No.
people do their place.
Nope.
That's what Dan says.
No, I don't say that.
So yeah, can I interest you in a ticket to Victory, California today?
You tried, Stu. I think if you had started with the clothes and the glamour, you might have had me. But starting out with the knocking out your girlfriend, that made it a deal breaker for me. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was, I feel like you should have hidden that in the fine print. a
I got
little more.
lost in the sauce, guys. I'm sorry.
So, Dan, maybe you'll have a better luck with your next assignment. Sell me on a trip to the very dangerous jungle in Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle.
What is life if not a sense of adventure? Seeing something new, feeling emotions perhaps that you haven't felt before.
It's a remake.
At a certain point,
I'm not really getting a sense of where I'm going, but
don't
okay.
you crave the idea that, like, I don't know, a bunch of tigers would jump at you or something just to make you feel alive? God damn it.
Okay, he's got it. He's on to
You
something.
know, this workaday world, sitting at home in Los Angeles, typing away at a typeboard. That's what they're called, right? I don't know, because I live in a world of excitement and adventure. I haven't seen one of your typeboards in months. I've been here finding gold or some shit. I don't even remember what happens in that movie. But it's all kind of adventure stories style stuff, which sounds fun to me.
I'm going to give you 1 point, Dan. I feel like
It's fair.
You sold me on the idea that you like it so much that you live there. It's not you're not just a selling. You're a believer, a buyer. So that got me over the hump of the idea. I don't really want a bunch of tigers to jump at me. So
No, most times it's better to not.
yeah, to not have tigers jumping at you. So Stuart, so you each have one more in the round. Stuart, sell me on taking a trip to the low-budget recreation of the set from Casablanca in the movie Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, starring Raul Julia. He goes into a computer world and ends up at a low-budget, kind of crappy reproduction of the scenes from Casablanca. Why should I go on this trip?
Hey, yeah, you, the guy who's the #1 fan of Casablanca, but doesn't have the most money in the world. Would you like to go to a cheaper version of the thing you love? Do you like actor Raul Julia? Well, do I have something for you, buddy? It is this cheap reproduction of Casablanca from the movie Overdrawn at the Memory Bank.
I mean, you got it. I'm a movie lover on a budget. That's three 3 points right there.
Really?
For sure. And Dan, but I'm sure you'll have just as much luck, Dan, with yours. Sell me on taking a trip to the 8-minute simulation of a train that keeps blowing up in the movie Source Code.
Oh man, that's a rough one.
Mondays, am I right? I don't want to go to work. You don't want to go to work. What if on the way to work, you go partway through, you blow up before you even get to work. But then here's the kicker. Here's the best part. You don't die. You just reset. You go back 8 minutes, Provided that you've got a few good books, I say this is a great way to spend your vacation. A couple of months will fly by while you're in this time loop, and you can, get all the chillaxing time that you want, and you never have to worry about walking in that door at work on Monday morning.
You kind of,
the sad ending of Source Code. You're like, well, at least he doesn't have to go to work anymore.
Yeah, man.
That one. I'm going to give you a point on that one, Dan,
because singularity now.
Because once you did tap into my fantasy of just being able to sit for eternity reading books, and if it's rebooted, I can kind of remember where I left off probably, and eventually after a couple thousand explosions, I'll be finished with that book. So that's the end of that round. Looking at the scores. Oh my God, this is amazing. You guys are still both tied. It's 11-11 at the end of round 2. Let's take a very short break from computer games to just tell you a quick word about our upcoming live show in Boston, Massachusetts. That's right. On July 26th, we are going to be live in your face if you're there. In Boston, Massachusetts at DBUR City Space. We're going to do an all-new show. It's going to be super fun. We haven't decided on the movie yet, but it's going to be great. So if you're
did you say DBUR City Space?
WBUR City Space.
Okay.
WBUR City Space, just like the hit TV show WBUR in Bostonati. If you're coming to the show, why not let us know what movie you want to see? Maybe we can't guarantee we'll watch that one, but it might be interesting to see what Boston wants to hear about. But go to flophousepodcast.com/events on your internet computer browser. Go into your computer. Don't get sucked into a computer world. Go to flophousepodcast.com/events and get all your tickets and info there. July 26th, we're going to be in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm really looking forward to it. The last time we were in Boston, we did some great shows. We had some great audiences. It's been years, and I can't wait to get a taste of that delicious bean town one more time.
The Greatest Generation has been going for more than 8 years.
And if you've been Greatest Gen curious, but have never taken the leap, we recommend exploring your Greatest Gen curiosity in a safe, fun environment with partners you can trust. And right now is one of the best times ever to become a new listener.
That's because we just started covering a new series, Star Trek Enterprise, one of the horniest and weirdest editions of Star Trek ever released.
This is your chance to ease into the Greatest Generation lifestyle.
The Greatest Generation, now covering Star Trek Enterprise, the one with Scott Bakula, every Monday on MaximumFun.org or in your podcast app.
Hey, Sydney, you're a physician and the co-host of Sawbones, a marital tour of misguided medicine, right?
That's true, Justin.
Is it true that our medical history podcast is just as good as a visit to your primary care physician?
No, Justin, that is absolutely not true. However, our podcast is funny and interesting and a great way to learn about the medical misdeeds of the past as well as some current, not-so-legit healthcare fads.
So you're saying that by listening to our podcast, people will feel better?
Sure.
And isn't that the same reason that you go to the doctor?
Well, you could say that, but...
And our podcast is free?
Yes, it is free.
You heard it here first, folks. Sawbones, marital tour of misguided medicine right here on Maximum Fun, just as good as going to the doctor.
No. Still not just as good as going to the doctor, but pretty good.
It's up there.
So guys, we're back to computer games, and we're up to round 3. To remind everyone who might have stepped away during the commercial, the score is 11-11. Dan and Stuart are tied. It's amazing. This is amazing. And so this is a round where we're going to talk about computer person movies. Maybe a person comes out of a computer. Maybe someone has a brain with a computer in it. A computer takes on a physical form.
Like virtuosity.
Yeah. Maybe a computer takes on a physical form that is different from just a robot. The point is the melding of man and machine is complete, and this represents humanity's fear of technology or whatever. And so we're going to play a game that's called FMK.exe.
FMK.exe.
And this is the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. with characters who happen to be computer people. And this is going to be, I think, I'm trying to decide whether you guys should each have your own sets of people or if you're competing
This
with
is the
what you think
Flophouse After Dark section, I guess.
should be each of them. Yeah. This is very much After Dark.
Put the kids to bed.
I think we should each have our personal ratings on each, and you can
On the
decide
same ones?
which persuades you the most.
All right, so this is the first one, and you're each going to get your turn. So you know what? We'll take turns with who goes first for each one. Okay, so Dan, it's your turn to go first. Then Stuart, you give your answer. So FMK, but to make it safe for kids, instead of fuck, marry, kill, we'll just say finger, marry, kill. So that's better, right?
I don't think so.
Who am I going to finger?
It's full on hardcore sex, Dan. So sex, marry, kill, Dan. These are your choices for this one. Johnny Mnemonic from Johnny Mnemonic. He's got a computer in his head.
Great.
Lisa from Weird Science. She came out of a computer. Or Lobot from Empire Strikes Back. Everyone's favorite computer-headed guy.
So easy.
So Dan, FMK, who's it going to be for which one?
Here's the classic problem with this is like, so if you're married to this person, you presumably do you also have a sexual relationship with them, or it's just like, and the fuck is just like, oh, I'm just gonna bang it out one night.
Yeah, which one is a one night stand and which one is a with the fuck aspect, it's all physical. There's no emotional aspect. With marry, you're emotionally entangled with this person, in addition to being physically entangled with this person.
Although there's a certain, you have to admit that there's a certain fantastic element to the idea of there's someone who will provide you with whatever you need in life.
This dude is talking about Lobot.
Talking about, of course, Weird Science. The moral of that movie, eventually the boys have to put away that childish adolescent fantasy.
Sure.
And be with human beings who have their own full desires and emotional lives.
Sure. Okay.
So.
We're talking about you, Dan. What do you?
No,
what's
I'm just
your answer?
saying. I think that means that I would have to marry, of course, Johnny Mnemonic.
I mean, if you can't even pronounce his name, are you gonna be like, "What's your name, sir? I'm Daniel Mnemonic." Or you just keep your own name as
with
McCoy?
Those soulful eyes, and of course, fuck Lisa from Weird Science. That's her name, right?
Yes,
and,
Lisa.
Lobot, I have no personal grievance against you, but I'll have to, you have to fall. One must fall, so it's you, Lobot. I'm sorry.
Okay, Stuart, what do you feel?
Wow, Dan and I not on the same page at all. Obviously, I'm fucking Lobot because that dude is hot as shit.
Okay.
I gotta marry Lisa because I feel like we have a lot in common, and obviously, human relationships, they're not all it's cracked up to be. And then I got to kill Johnny Mnemonic because I'm trying to get the favors of the Yakuza and Takeshi Kitano.
Dan, what do you have to say to that?
I mean, I think Stuart's energy really sold that one.
I'll tell you what sold that one.
karaoke.
Stuart's energy, and also that Stuart is much more correct than you, Dan. Because the minute you said kill Lobot, you were losing this one. That is not happening.
God.
You kill Johnny Mnemonic so that you can get in good with Takeshi Kitano. You fuck Lisa, and you marry Lobot. Lobot is a provider. You see his relationship with Lando.
So that's close.
Lando and Lobot have the deepest emotional connection of any two Star Wars characters, and so that's what you do. So Stuart, you're gonna get you get partial credit. So that's one. That's 1 point because it's 2 points. Actually, no, it's 3 points for correct. So you know what? You're gonna get 1 point for that.
I'm glad there's a correct answer. There
has to be. Okay, so this next one, Stuart, you get your first shot at this one. Okay. Dexter Riley from the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, Job Smith, played by Jeff Fahey from The Lawnmower Man. Or Job Smith, played by Matt Frewer from The Lawnmower Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace. Fuck, marry, kill. Which of those three?
Okay, I'm going to marry Job, played by Jeff Fahey, because I feel like he's going through a lot of growth and he's got a lot to learn. I got to fuck Matt Frewer because, man, what a fucking stone cold fox. And I guess that means I got to kill the computer that wore tennis shoes. Bye.
Okay, Dan, what do you say? Fuck, marry, kill, Dexter Riley, Job Smith, Jeff Fahey, or Job Smith, Matt Frewer?
I am going to marry Dexter Riley because, I mean, that's Kurt Russell. So I'm fulfilling the dream of marrying Kurt Russell. I'm going to I'm going to fuck Jeff Fahey as the Lawnmower Man, who's got a real, sleazy, do anything in bed energy to him, but is ultimately, a psychotic person that you wouldn't want to stick around with. And then kill Frewer, who I have not seen in the sequels, but I can only assume gives more of an irritating performance as the lawnmower man. I love Matt Frewer. I'm just saying that I think the energy is probably going to be
He
like...
has more of a... He uses up a little too much headroom.
Yeah, too much headroom.
The maximum amount of headroom. Dan, you know what? I'm going to give you a point for your description of Jeff Fahey and why you would have sex with him. I think
that
that's
makes sense,
fair.
actually.
But Stuart, you get 3 points because you were exactly right. You kill Dexter Riley, you marry Fahey, you fuck Frewer, because Frewer's got jackhammer energy. You know that that's going to be a wild night. Whereas Fahey, you can change him. Maybe you can save him,
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
So that's 3
Sure.
points
We
for
did it.
Stuart. Dan, this
Guess
is not
so.
your round so far. But maybe that'll turn around with this next one, because Dan, you got first shot at this. So, fuck, marry, kill.
Uh-huh.
Samantha from Her. This is the computer voice
Sure.
that Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with.
So would you actually have sex with her, or would she just talk you off?
Well, I mean, that's a form of sex. You know, the
Okay,
mind is
yeah,
the
no,
is
you're
this
right, you're
largest
right, I'll shut
erogenous
up.
zone and all that.
Yeah.
You know? Samantha from Her. Seth, the self-evolving thought helix from the evil computer that gives itself the body of Michael Jai White in Universal Soldier: The Return, or it's come up already in conversation. Sid 6.7 from Virtuosity. So that's Samantha from Her, Seth from Universal Soldier: The Return, or Sid from Virtuosity.
I think I'm going to have to marry her because, I mean, like, it's just a very, like, she's a very comforting presence. I think over time it would be just a helpful comfort all times. Sid has to go. He's a murderer and would terrify me. And I guess that means that I have to fuck the Universal Soldier computer, even though I have no particular feeling about it one way or the other.
Okay,
I feel like
Stuart?
Dan's partially correct. I feel like you definitely have to fuck the Universal Soldier, because it's Michael J. White, the body on that one, right? He was Spawn, for God's sake.
He was
Spawn. He was Black Dynamite. Come on. Yeah.
He's amazing. And let's see. I would have to kill her because it's just too bad. But like, I need something a little more physical, you know?
You need
And
meat on the bones.
Yeah. and then I guess that means
It doesn't
marrying,
even have bones on the bones. You know?
Yeah.
Then I'm marrying Sid because I feel like I
change
need
him?
that kind of well, I certainly could change him, but also like I need that like a little bit of I like a bad boy, you know. I like a little bit of bad boy
That
chaotic
thrill
energy.
of not knowing what day he's going to murder you.
A little bit of a bad boy. The man made up of several like serial killer profiles.
Yep.
This one, wow. I didn't think it was going to happen. What a turnaround. Dan, you are exactly right. You got 3 points on that one. You got to kill Sid. He's a murderer. Come on,
Yeah.
get him out of there. And you marry her because she's the most emotionally mature of them, but you got to
Yeah.
have sex with Michael Jai White. You got to do it, you know. So, Stuart, I'm going to give
If given
you
the chance.
1 point for that one. Now, there's only one left in this. So this is, again, fuck, marry, kill. Stuart, you answer this one
Thanks.
first. So
For resetting.
here are your options. Trickster
Yep.
from Brain Scan. The evil video game character Trickster from Brain
Oh
Scan.
yes, I know who he is.
Later with his work.
Simone, the virtual actress from the movie Sim 1, starring Al Pacino. Or
Oh, yeah.
the combo of Matako Kasanagi and the Puppet Master from the end of Ghost in the Shell, where they've merged into one being. But bonus option, you can also choose, as one of your alternatives, the holographic split personality projections of Agent Sebastian, aka the Toymaker, the human hacker imprisoned in cyberspace who has AI personalities from Spy Kids 3D Game Over, played by Sylvester Stallone. So once again, your choices are Trickster from Brain Scan,
Yes,
Simone, the virtual actress from Sim 1, the combo of Kusanagi and the Puppet Master from the end of Ghost in the Shell, or the AI
Or I can
personalities.
swap them out. Yeah.
Yeah, the Toymaker. You know, you don't have to use all of them.
Okay. So somebody can just be left on the side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. This is a really hard one. And I have to go first, huh? Wow, that's really tough. But I think I can do this. So, man, Trickster from Brain Scan. I'm gonna have to say Mary.
Wow.
I just feel like he's really committed, and he pays a lot of attention to Eddie Furlong in that. So I feel like
He does
I
pay
like that
attention.
kind of attention. I like that kind of attention paid toward me, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, so maybe he's psychotic and he gaslights me into thinking I'm killing people, or maybe I am killing people. Am I killing people? Who knows? Am I just playing a game? So that's that. I got that taken care of. I'm gonna have to wait. Who's? I guess I'll have sex with Al Pacino's robot girlfriend.
Well, it's not his girlfriend; it's his client. He's like an agent or a manager or director or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's fine.
Part of Stuart's interest was,
and then I guess I'm gonna have to kill.
You were more interested when you were cuckolding Al Pacino than anything else.
Yeah,
I guess that's why you were pursuing Beverly D'Angelo for so long. You know.
Oh, you know it. I mean, for a large part of my life, the answer to that is yes. I guess that means I'm gonna have to kill Kusanagi or I'm going to attempt to. But Kusanagi's a wily combatant, so we'll see how that works out.
There's no way you're surviving that. You've sealed your doom. Dan, what about you? So, do you want me to tell you what the options are?
No, I got it.
Because it's Trickster from Brainscan, Simone from Sim 1, that combo of Kusanagi and Puppet Master from Ghost of the Shell, and, of course, the holographic split personality AI projections of Agent Sebastian, a.k.a. the Toymaker, from Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, I certainly have my hedonistic side, but I think overall, I'm too vanilla in my needs to go for anyone other than Simone for my marriage. Beautiful, highly accomplished actress who presumably, is a breadwinner from her Hollywood stardom.
Yeah, huge star. Yeah.
And
because they pay computers a lot of money.
Well, aren't they like tricking people that's as real in the movie? I can't even remember.
They are. That's true. But I mean, this literally was what we just went on strike about. Was not replacing human actors with AI. So it's interesting that you're literally sleeping with the enemy on this one. But okay.
Yes, that's true.
But this was for marriage. You're saying, Simone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck the trickster, because. Must know a few tricks in bed, you know.
Sure.
I've seen when he puts Eddie Furlong's whole head in his mouth.
Oh yeah. Imagine
his
what he could do.
His throat game goes crazy.
Because that's what you want is a huge mouth. Yeah.
And
Elliott, some of us have specific requirements.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
And whether it's the hybrid creature or Stallone, that's too scary for me. So I'm afraid they'll have to be killed.
Both of them. Okay. Wow. Let's take a look at this. So the correct answers are, of course, that you do marry Simone. So Dan, that's great right there. You kill Trickster. You got to get rid of Trickster. Sorry. And you have sex with those split personalities. You're having a foursome with 3 Sylvester Stallones.
That's true.
Sorry, guys. That's what you're going to have to do. So let's see.
Yeah,
so,
I guess we really biffed this one.
But no, you know what, Stuart? I'm going to give you a point for marrying the Trickster because I feel like that showed a depth of compassion that I certainly don't have, I guess. Yeah, and bravery. And Dan, I'm going to give you a 1 also for marrying Simone. So let's take a look at the ends of this. So the things are starting to heat up. We now have a difference in the scores. Stuart has taken a 1-point lead after that round. The score is now Stuart, Dan 22. No, sorry, not 22. Sorry, Dan 16, Stuart 17. So I accidentally added 2 numbers twice.
This would sting if it didn't feel incredibly arbitrary.
It's nothing gets more arbitrary than
as
this.
I said, I'm not particularly interested in games, but I think I might be coming around. I like this one.
Now, here's this next round. If you want arbitrary, let's get going because this is round 4, the last kind of computer movie. Movies where someone just uses a computer at some point in the movie. Now, this is so what we're going to do here is for a total of 3 points for the winner, which means whoever wins this round is the winner of the game. This is enough, Dan, for you to take the game. Each take turns naming movies where someone uses a computer until one of you runs out. And so this could, in theory, go on forever. So I'm calling this game Infinite Joust.
Infinite Joust.
It's back and forth, right?
So just back and forth. Dan, you started first last time, right? I believe. So Stuart, you start. You just name a movie where someone uses a computer. Dan, you do the same, and we'll see where this ends.
Fireproof.
Sneakers.
Men, Women, and Children.
Clear and Present Danger.
Ghostbusters.
Disclosure.
Just Cause.
Working girl.
I don't got anything.
You guys are running
wait.
out fast. Wow.
Commando.
Hackers.
I was surprised hackers took this long to get to.
Predator.
The net.
Did they use a computer in Predator?
I think the Predator, I guess, uses a
Fair. Okay, Dan,
computer.
you saved him. He uses a computer on his wrist. Yeah, sure.
Oh man, Dan was my lifeline on that one.
It's rare when your opponent steps in as your lifeline, but it was a good choice.
The Sleepless in Seattle.
adaptation.
You've got mail.
Come on, Dan. It's the most common piece of personal electronics other than a phone. Someone wearing a
Making
TV.
Mr. Right.
What women want.
Do they use a computer in What Women Want?
I think they work in an office, so there's
Probably. There's probably computers in there.
You know what? I can't remember any other computer movies. I can't
The
remember
Game.
any of them.
Really?
None of them.
No other movies where someone uses a computer.
Elliot, I'm a simple man. I like games that end. And
Sorry, this one's not. I'm giving you one, Dan. I know who killed me. Where Lindsay
Okay.
Lohan looks up some information on a computer. Stu.
Oh wow,
Sure.
okay. Shit, now I'm stumped. Transcendence.
RoboCop.
Oh, fuck, that's a good one. RoboCop.
That is a good one. Yeah.
RoboCop 2.
RoboCop 3.
RoboCop 4.
Well, there is no such thing, right? Oh, wow. But I'll accept the remake of RoboCop. So, Dan, that's up back to you.
Starship
Oh man, we're trapped
Troopers.
here.
There's no way to escape this one. Stuart, so he says Starship Troopers. What do you say to
Oh
that?
man, where's the Minotaur at the center of this labyrinth? Labyrinth.
Does that?
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't think there is a computer in Labyrinth.
Listeners, write in. Is there a computer in Labyrinth?
Is there
I
a
think
computer
there
in
is.
Labyrinth? But it's possible that you are thinking of the movie Big, in which there is a kind of fantasy computer game at the beginning. So we'll say Big for Stuart. Dan, you're up next.
Oh, that's what's happening?
I think so, right? He's playing like a game or something. I think I remember that, right?
The Mill on the Floss. That's a movie, right? Not just a book.
I mean, it's a book. I don't know if they made it. I mean, there wouldn't be a computer in it because it's an
Yeah.
old book. So,
Miller's
oh,
Crossing.
damn! I made a terrible mistake.
Oh no! Oh, and then Stuart compounded it. Miller's Crossing also does not have any computers in it.
Are you sure? Can listeners?
Yeah,
can you
let's
guys
Google
check?
that.
watch.
They're good.
Listeners, write in and tell us. You guys, you've defeated you've defeated the evil computer Elliott, who thought he had trapped you, but you found a way out. You found a hidden backdoor by naming movies that are set in the past and therefore don't have computers in them. In this way, you are both winners. You have won by defeating the program
God.
and
Dragon
escaping.
Slayer.
We did it. We got out of
Stuart, you don't
this.
have to do it anymore. You did it already.
I know, he's caught in a loop.
You've escaped this game world. And so I guess the only question I've left is, if Elliott was a computer acronym, what would it stand for?
Electronic. Liar. Loves. Idioms. Or tater tots.
Okay.
It's accurate. That's not even a computer acronym. That'd just be an acronym for me.
I'm gonna
Sure.
say, everybody, ladies love, ichthyosaurs
Or tater tots. Yeah,
or
sure.
tater top.
Well, you did it. Great work, both you guys. I think you're both winners, not because of the score, but because you have managed to break the game and escape from the horrifying computer game world that I
Yay.
trapped you in.
Did it.
Oh, no, does not compute, does not compute. And then there's smoke coming out of me and sparks, and you're like,
Alex,
we gotta
add
get
in
out of here.
sparks and smoke sound
And
effects.
yeah, and you guys run out just as the building explodes. Add in some explosion sound effects.
Phew.
And now you've won the day, except camera pans down to your phone where there's a little winking me gif that as if, have I reproduced myself?
No,
Do I follow
we
you
got
where
a
you
little
go?
Stinker on our hands.
Yeah, the end, question mark. Well, that was this week's Flophouse Mini. Thanks, guys, for playing these super dumb games. Thanks, everybody, for listening to our super dumb games. Please rate or review this show if you like it. Go to, your podcast app or whatever and give us a 5-star rating. Tell people that that you like us so other people can find us. We are, of course, a Maximum Fun podcast. I'd like to thank the Maximum Fun Network. Go to MaximumFun.org for other great podcasts that are kind of like ours, but also kind of not like ours, and some that are not like ours at all, and some that, well, there's none just like ours, except for us, the Flophouse. We are produced, of course, and edited by one Alex Smith. He goes under the name Howell Doughty online. Please check out his work because he's great, and I'm sure he added all sorts of cool beeps and boops to this one that made it sound cool. Alex, why don't you add some beeps and boops to this one? If you would like to buy, let's say, like Jumbotron space to advertise something on the podcast, or to just, send a message to someone that you love to show them the power of love that defeats so many evil computers, just go to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron. And otherwise, please join us in Boston in July, or join us next week on another episode of The Flophouse. Until then, I remain the computer intelligence known as Elliott. Evil liar loves tater tots. So I don't remember how to spell my name. And who have been my contestants / players / prisoners this week?
I've been Dan. Don't answer now. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I already checked out. Sorry.
And I've been Stu, simulation technology user.
Well, that's really good.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's great. Until then, everybody, make sure you're not living in a computer world right now, or if you are living in a computer world, make the most of it. Do something fun today. Enjoy that computer world stuff. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Beep, boop. Here we are, the Flophouse 3. That should be our new jingle.
That should be our lyric.
Alex, loop that. That's our new jingle.
Alex, that's our new jingle.
Put that shit out and loop it.
Don't even bother doing another take, Dan. That was perfect. That's perfect. You just recorded your first #1 hit.
Maximum Fun.
A worker-owned network
Of artist-owned shows.
supported
Directly
by you.